My name is DJ. Welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a while. This car been very reliable to where I haven't had to do anything to it at all. But I want to say it's been a little while. I came up with this problem where the car said something about basically the door latch was malfunctioning. So anytime I tried to lock it, it would make like this deep, deep, like basically it just wouldn't lock and engage. So I started to panic, and I'm like, oh snap. Well, I went to work, and then I got back in the car and the doors were locked, so here's what the corporate was. Give me 1 second. The corporate was this right here. So with certain Audis and certain Volkswagens, they basically lock. It's called the Fuel Door Actuator. And what happens when the car is when the car is locked, it's supposed to lock with it. And then when it is open, it's supposed to just do exactly what this. Now, I never had the problem where it got stuck or anything. I was always able to do this. But with German engineering, it was so smart to where at first, I guess it took it a while to detect which lock it was. But it seems like, I'm not going to say if it sees it did, the car was so intelligent to where it disabled the lock that was malfunctioning and all the other locks work. So for instance, if I went ahead and hit the lock button on the car, right now it works, so I can't open up the door. And if I want to unlock it, there you go, right? But see, it's unlocked now. Voila. And now it's locked, and this ain't supposed to happen that way. So good thing, and thank God that it never got me stuck or anything like that where I had to put fuel in it or anything like that. Thank God the car was intelligent enough to just disable this lock, to make it like a manual, almost like an analog, not analog, but like just a manual push in and push out compared to locking it down and locking it in. And then thank God for the car being able to intelligently allow me to lock the car door and unlock the car door without this being. And now I no longer get that error message in the on the HUD or the dashboard itself. So today the tools we're going to be using is the trim removal toolkit. It has 200 pieces, and this is what it comes in right here. That's what it has. And that right there is the radio. Is the radio where you can take the radio out. That's the tools for that. So if my my pop-up display ever fails, I plan on using this company called RS Nav, either their 10 or their 12-inch. So that'll work perfectly for this. So yeah, so once I exchange that, these are the tools I'm going to be using. And then also the tools that we're going to need is a screwdriver, basically. Either might have to use one of these, or we're going to have to use what is it called, a hex, which would be on the ones on the right, which is these guys, one of those. And then the part number is 8V862153A, and I'll leave in the description below where to find the tools, which is what I got off of Amazon, and then where how much, throughout the video I'll let you know how much this part was, which wasn't expensive at all. And then also I got this straight from Audi as well. This is what the product looks like, the Fuel Door Actuator. And I'm going to use the original rip cord that's already in there, so I'm going to just take this red cord off and just put it on the other one. And yeah, should be quite easy and simple by what I've seen on YouTube and also what I've seen on the web. I just wanted to do a fast version without tools. The other guy, and let me show you what I mean by that real quick. So this right here, you normally want to stick a pin in, but I'm gonna try to do this without breaking the seal here. We're just going to pop it out and see how it goes. Okay, this is my first time attempting to do this. And then I'm also going to clean this out too, and this is like the fill return line, to where if you fill this up too much, the fill goes in there and then it comes from the bottom of the car. So I'm gonna clean that up too as well. All right, so I'm gonna start with this edge first, and I'm gonna just try to squeeze it in here. Almost had it. So you just want to work this in there. Slide this guy right here. All right, so you want to start by putting this tool right here in here. You slide it in, and then you're gonna get as much space as you can, and then as soon as you like start prying it out, this will open up a little bit, and then there's a pin right here. You want to get it close to that pin as possible. And I don't know if you can see it or not. Let me turn on the flashlight real quick. But once you get that pin out, then you're gonna work the bottom one. So once you start working it, you're gonna hear pops, and that lets you know that you're getting there. Hang on real quick. So you're just gonna keep popping it. You're gonna hear 2 pops, and then voila, you're gonna wiggle it just like that. Let me see what you got to do with this. Sorry, it's gonna. There it is. So you're gonna take. Give me 1 sec. So right here, you're gonna take that, and you're gonna pop. You're gonna pop that clip right on out, right? And you. Perfect. So yeah, you're gonna take a hex. Oh, this is too big, so a smaller one. Give me 1 second. So yeah, then you're gonna take your T15 and take these 2 screws out. Put them safe. Put them somewhere safe. Put mine right there. And then once you do that, there's a little clip right here. So once you do that, there's a small little clip right there that you want to press down, and you want to pull this out. So once you remove it out of there, you push it out this socket right here, just like this, and then you want to just pull it out the socket just like that. So the part number for this is 4LO862153D, I believe. Yeah, and that's the part number, and then that's the date that it was created, and the part we're going to be using to replace it is. So I'm just going to use the one that originally came with it, and just take this one off. And the way you do that is real simple. You just slide this to the side and push that forward. And I'm going to do the old one like this. Perfect. And then now we're about to plug up the cord, and let's see how this do. And then we're gonna slide it in till you hear a click. Perfect. And let's give it a try. I heard it, and then let's see. And it feels like it worked. So now we're about to go ahead and give it a try. So you're just gonna screw this back in. and you want to make it just like finger tight to where, you know, where you screw it in and it doesn't move anymore by your finger, by your strength. Perfect. Slide this back in, open this back up, and align this up. And before I snap it all the way in, we're just going to give it a real quick test to see if it's working again or not. All right. And it is working. You see that it will not open up, and now it will. And this is all done without so normally there's these 4 holes, one right there, and then you'll pick this out to get to it. But this is where you don't have to do it without putting any holes into your filler, your gas cap filler. So then you just want to do a real good push to make sure that it's all back in there. And I just want to double check on my end real quick, just to make sure that this is all good. And the way you want to test it to see if it's back in there or not, you just want to try to pull it out and see will any of it come out. And none of this is coming out, so that means it is back in there, back in pace, and just give it a big push just to make sure again, and voila, that is how you do it. And then now, once again, your gas cap filler is working. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, please like, please comment. Thank you so much. And this is DJ once again. And welcome to the Grand Channel. If you've been here for a while, thank you for rocking with me. Peace.